Welcome to Pregnancy and Birth Diaries. Today, let's talk about Harrison Butker's commencement speech. He dedicated part of his speech to women, and he said the following.
For the ladies present today, congratulations on an amazing accomplishment. You should be proud of all that you have achieved to this point in your young lives. I want to speak directly to you briefly because I think it is you, the women, who have had the most diabolical lies told to you. How many of you are sitting here now, about to cross this stage, and are thinking about all the promotions and titles you are going to get in your career? Some of you may go on to lead successful careers in the world, but I would venture to guess that the majority of you are most excited about your marriage and the children you will bring into this world. I can tell you that my beautiful wife, Isabel, would be the first to say that her life truly started when she began living her vocation as a wife and as a mother. I'm on this stage today and able to be the man I am because I have a wife who leans into her vocation. I'm beyond blessed with the many talents God has given me, but it cannot be overstated that all of my success is made possible because a girl I met in band class back in middle school would convert to the faith, become my wife, and embrace one of the most important titles of all, homemaker. She's the primary educator to our children. She's the one who ensures I never let football or my business become a distraction from that of a husband and father. She's the person that knows me best at my core, and it is through our marriage that, Lord willing, we will both attain salvation. I say all of this to you because I have seen it firsthand, how much happier someone can be when they disregard the outside noise and move closer and closer to God's will in their life. Isabel's dream of having a career might not have come true, but if you asked her today if she has any regrets on her decision, she would laugh out loud without hesitation and say, heck no.
Okay, so first, a few things. Beautiful speech. I loved it. Very touching. It's about 20 minutes. I'm going to link it down in the description so you can go watch the whole thing if you like to. His speech caused a massive reaction by different people, and rightly so, by the way. There are women who came out very aggressively and criticized what he's saying. He's basically saying to women who have just graduated, studied really hard, and achieved a milestone in their life towards their career. And it just basically feels like he's invalidating the whole thing. It's like you've been studying and working so hard for nothing because, it just means nothing. You just can go on and become a wife and have children, and you're going to be happier than you will ever be because you have been lied to, and that is why you're here. So I understand why his speech caused so much negative reaction, but at the same time I do get what he's saying. But the thing is, it's so difficult. It's such a simple thing, but it's so difficult to understand and to comprehend by different groups of people, be it right or left, conservative, liberal, or just people with different views. But it's super simple. There are some of us women, we just by nature, we love being a stay-at-home mom. We love being a wife, and naturally, just naturally, our nature, our character, our personality, everything is in line to make us which enables us to be a wife and a stay-at-home mom and dedicate our lives to this vocation, as he said, and be content with our lives and say, hell no, I'm happy now, and I'm happy that I didn't achieve that dream of mine of building a career. I'm happy now. Um, and that is great. There are women like that, and it's perfect, it's beautiful, it's amazing. But also there are some of us, we want things outside of our home. We want to achieve things outside of our home. We still want to be a wife. We still want to care. We still want to be a nurturing, caring wife and a mother. It is in us. Naturally, it's always going to be there. It's in our blood. As a woman, we're always going to want to be a mother. We want to care. We want to build home. We want to be this just like the nurturer. And that is so normal. But at the same time, it's not something that we will feel accomplished and content by doing full time. We still want to be doing things outside of our home. We want to create, we want to be responsible for, we want to work and build and do things that are not necessarily only involves being a mother and a wife. And that is normal. That is so normal. So there's no need for, going and saying to the whole auditorium of undergrad students who just graduated, who are women, and saying to them, you've been told a diabolical lie. The happiness is in becoming a wife and a mother, and dedicate your life to being somebody who's gonna um stay at home and see her husband to achieve all the things in his life and support him and still be content. And on the other side of the spectrum, for women coming out and saying, "Oh, this is disgusting, this is horrible," and saying all these things, it's just simple. We are all different, and it is okay. I wish in his commencement speech he said something like, "For some of you, it, it might be that you're gonna find happiness in making your vocation not a professional not life and a career, but being a stay-at-home mom and a wife. But some of you, it could be that you're gonna enjoy both. But you can just acknowledge that there are different types of women, just like there are different types of men, and not all women are gonna want to be are gonna want to build careers and climb that ladder and work late and have all this stress. It's not easy. It's not an easy thing to do. It's not easy to be a stay-at-home mom either. Nothing is easy in this world, but some of us choose that path. It's true, some of us are influenced by whatever the movements are, or by our environment, or whatever is being told in the social media. It's true, some of us might get misled and think that it's better for us to follow a career path and stay away from being a homemaker. It's true that social media can make us and influence us, and we will not no longer feel what is inside us. But that is why it's important that women have all these options. That is why it is important that we don't put label on things. We don't criticize things so badly. It's important that there are no these two extreme edges and criticism. And it's important that these things are not going to be part of agenda, be it for the right or left or liberal. It's our lives at the end of the day. So if you are liberal left, then you have to be following your career path. And if you are a stay-at-home mom, you're just somehow in the wrong. And if you are conservative right, then you have to be stay-at-home mom. And if you're having a career, then you're criticized. This is so bad. This is not how it should be like. This is our lives, and it should be taken out of these political movements, taken out of this whatever is going on in this world. And we should listen to our inner voice. We should meditate and stay sort of like have this inner peace to be able to listen to what our inner voice is saying. What is it that we want? Do we want to get married and stay at home and be a stay-at-home mom? Because I know women who dedicate their lives to being a mother and a wife, and they're doing great job, and they don't have this tantalizing feeling inside like I do. For example, when just the idea of me being at home and not working, it's just I will go and sign up with a mental institution right away if I am gonna be a stay-at-home mom, because I can't do it. It's just not in me. I love being a mother. I love being a homemaker. I love taking care of my kids. I enjoy it a lot. But at the same time, I'm not gonna be a happy and content, satisfied, accomplished person. It's if I'm not working, and if I'm not responsible for something else elsewhere. For me, it's important that I work, and then I'm happy, and then I'm a happy and content and satisfied, fulfilled mother. And it's just not the same for everyone. There are women who can do both, staying at home and still feeling happy at the end of the day, and there are women who can have a professional career and be a great mom at the same time. It is possible. It's time that we acknowledge that. It's time that we say there are different, we are all different, and we take into account our individual preferences, our personalities, and then we respect each other. It's super important to respect each other, because I know that stay-at-home moms usually they cannot understand, they cannot put themselves in uh, someone else's shoes, and then they're like, oh, I feel bad for the kids, the mom is always away and working. And professional moms who have full-time jobs, they cannot put themselves in stay-at-home moms shoes, and they're like, oh, how is it possible? It should never be like that. We should respect each other, because we're all different and we're doing a great job. And the most important thing is, listen to yourself. What is it that you want? Follow your heart, and try not to make this issue a political or social thing. It's a personal thing, it's a personal choice, and it has nothing to do with your political beliefs, your religious beliefs, or whatever the current movement is in the world. It has nothing to do with that. It is only your choice. So if you have just graduated from a university, do whatever you want. Do you want to get married and be a stay-at-home mom? That's great. Do you want to be a wife and a mother, but we want to have a part-time job? You can do it as well. You want to have a full-time job and still have a family and be a mother? You can do it as well. There are millions of examples. There are so many of us who have already done it, and you can I don't know. You can just take an example from a lot of amazing women who have done that, and you can do it. It's totally possible. And this is something that we all know. We see things from our perspective. I used to hear people saying things like you should put yourself in someone else's shoes. You should We all see things from our own angle, and it's always different. But it never really occurred to me until recently. I was talking to a friend of mine, and she said that her partner thinks or expects her to behave in a certain way. And I was surprised, because I thought that makes no sense. That's so illogical. How could he, like, it just makes no sense. And she said, well, because he sees things from his perspective. So basically, he's projecting it. So when we see things from only from our viewpoint, then we it's for us extremely difficult to accept or even admit that there are other perspectives. So in this case, Harrison Butker, he sees that his wife is really happy. She hasn't followed this career path, and she's extremely happy. And she's very, very happy that she hasn't. And he also sees other women who are stay-at-home wives and moms, and he sees they're fine as well. So in his mind, that's the way to go. I'm sure there's a religious aspect to it and different other values, but that's what he thinks, and that is why he assumes that All other women, everyone who has just studied and spent all their time and made so much effort to graduate, that they are lied to, and that is why they want to follow a career path, and that's why there are whatever promotions or the things that they're going to achieve are not going to make them happy, which might be true. However, he refuses, or he doesn't see that there are other women for whom it's just not enough. There are women for whom it's just not enough. And another point is, just because he has found his perfect match, which in this case he wanted a wife who, in a traditional sense, like a traditional wife who would be staying at home, looking after the kids and educating the kids and being a really good wife. And he found a wife who wanted that. So that's a perfect match. But in reality, we don't always find our perfect matches. It's not always going to work. I know somebody who was a amazing wife. She looked after her baby. At the same time, she would make sure that the home is always nice and clean, and she would iron and prepare the clothes for her husband. She would make sure there's a hot meal waiting for him once he's back from work. She was a perfect mom. However, he took it for granted. He just did not have enough respect for her because she didn't bring money to the family budget, that she was not earning money. So he did not respect her. So it's, you don't always find your match that way. Sometimes you have men who want to take care of their wife, but their wife wants to work and to take care of themselves. And it's, so just because you found your perfect match doesn't mean that other people did or can find their perfect matches. And again, sometimes it's just women do not want to be stay at home moms. It's just because their personality is not that. Some people are cut out to be stay at home moms and some people are not. That's it, period. Some people just want to go out and do things, and it's, there's nothing wrong about that. There's nothing wrong about being stay at home mom. There's nothing wrong about working full time and being wanting to be a wife and a mother at the same time. Nothing wrong about it. There are two different people, and I wish these both extreme sides would understand and accept it as a normal phenomenon.